Hello, I'm Cod President Paul Farace, retired. Yes, I'm doing my best impression of with Thomas M. Dykers. Yeah, the host of Silent Service, and also known as the Tanker Killer. And he had a brilliant program, a syndicated TV show, where he had access to a fleet reserve training boat, USS Sawfish in San Pedro Harbor, and also, more importantly, he had access to the then still classified War Patrol reports of the U.S. Navy fleet submarines at war in the Pacific. And he hired a team of writers to knock out some teleplays for their 30-minute program, and it was sold as syndication throughout the United States. A whole lot of submariners were introduced to the Silent Service by that show. And we're going to present the episode involving Cod tonight. This is our preamble. And we're going to come back later, as they did in every program. We're going to come in with a closing segment on a future edition. And we'll talk about what they got right and what they got wrong and why. Because Thomas M. Dykers, United States Navy retired, Admiral Thomas Dykers, had access to the crew. In fact, he interviewed our captain and several of the principal members of Cod's Lost Boarding Party. This is something that occurs on our 7th and final war patrol. But some things are changed from reality. And in fact, we have color movies of the highlights of that last patrol, including the Lost Boarding Party incident. But he didn't have access to those color movies, and he shot in black and white for to save expense. And most people in those days had black and white TVs anyway. But then he ends the program by interviewing our captain, Edwin M. Westbrook, the only sound film recording we have of a Cod wartime skipper. So it's very valuable, very illuminating. But anyway, so we're going to show you that program. It's public domain. We had it digitized and cleaned up a little bit. So you're going to see basically one of two very important incidents that occur on Cod's last war patrol. Now, in June of 45, nobody knows it's going to be the last war patrol report filed, but Cod is sent out on a junk mission in the South China Sea, basically stopping, inspecting, and sinking the junks carrying supplies for the Japanese. And in fact, they all were doing that. And it was very dangerous because the junks hug the coastline, where the water is often too shallow for a big sub like Cod or any of the fleet boats to dive. And the landmass, the island there, often blocked your radar signals, so you couldn't see if there were enemy airplanes approaching. So in the midst of that last patrol, we get called away to Lad Reef to rescue the Dutch submarine 019. That is Cod's really significant moment in history, but that isn't covered by Silent Service, and for an understandable reason. His budget was very low. He had USS Sawfish, which was every submarine. In fact, if you're familiar with the show, the background behind me is going to look very familiar because Sawfish had a very similar layout in her wardroom. I am very proud to point out that up here in the nook for the RBO radio, we have an RBO radio. But Sawfish had her radio removed when she went to become a reserve trainer in L.A., so they have 3-ring binders stuffed up there to make it look like something other than a big hole. But anyway, so yeah, they were all the same, the boats. So it was a good idea to have Sawfish playing every American submarine. She also played some German U-boats, as have we. But they didn't have access to another submarine, and the logistics involved in shooting the sub-to-sub rescue was just too daunting. So the other episode was, of course, the 6-man boarding party that was stranded aboard a junk when we're surprised by a Japanese plane that strafes the boat. Cod has to crash dive, and the 6 men are stranded on a junk for several days. And of course, the episode tells a pretty accurate rendition of the tale, what happened. Some of the production values leave something to be desired. But hey, it was done quick and under budget. So anyway, get some popcorn. Enjoy the story we are about to tell of the Silent Service. And we'll be back later with our special guest.
I'm Rear Admiral Thomas M. Dykers, retired. The story you're about to see is reminiscent of an earlier age in naval warfare, the age of grappling hooks, boarding parties, and plundering of enemy ships. These antiquated methods actually came into use again in World War II, and our submariners in the Pacific encountered new danger and excitement, particularly the crew of the USS Cod, who learned that even the best-laid plans of boarding parties can sometimes go astray. By July 1945, much of our submarine effort off the Malay coast was devoted to blockading Singapore. Forced to support its garrison there, the enemy came up with the bright scheme of using junks, sampans, and fishing junks to carry out military supplies. They knew the submarines would not bother with peaceful fishermen. Our blockade was threatened. The practice of search and seizure resulted. When feasible, the cargo was jettisoned and the boat allowed to sail on. Otherwise, the crew and passengers were safely removed before sinking the craft. It was dangerous work, and Lieutenant Commander Edwin L. Westbrook of Sacramento, California, skipper of the Cod, took every precaution. No one knew when a machine gun would suddenly appear from the hold of an innocent-looking craft, or when enemy soldiers might spring from hiding and begin throwing grenades. Lieutenant Junior Grade Franklin S. Kimball of Melrose, Massachusetts, was in charge of the raiders. He had trained the group to do its work quickly and efficiently. Chief Electrician's Mate John Babick of Omaha, Nebraska, was Kimball's right-hand man. Seaman First Class Sam J. Renfro of Fayette, Alabama. Motor Machinist Mate George J. McKnight of Charleston, Tennessee, and a torpedoman made up the team. Every man was a volunteer and an expert shot.
All right, let's go. Move. Well, good morning, Mr. Mercantile. I remember you. I think I remember you, too, last week, wasn't it?
That's me, Tommy Sane. I speak good American, yes?
Yeah. Look, tell those men to hurry into the boat, Tommy.
Fight each other low. Why not you take me prisoner, mister? I help you plenty.
I'm afraid not. Now, come on, you're holding us up.
No pay, mister, no charge.
Your folks will be looking for you.
I missionary child, mister. Now missionary gone. Died. I help you plenty.
Come on.
Tommy Sang, with Captain Westbrook's approval, became the interpreter and the sixth member of the Cod's boarding party.
Stand by to surface.
Stand by to surface.
Frank,
All set, Captain?
come up here, will you?
You know this is the last day of our patrol.
Yes, sir.
What are we going to do with Tommy?
I was hoping we could take him to Australia with us.
Don't you think he'd be happier if we put him on this boat and let him go back to China?
No, Captain, I don't.
Well, I'm afraid we don't have any choice. Service!
Surface. Commence firing. Cease firing. Get the bar. Visual mochila.
Please, Captain, this is my boat. It's all I got. Please not change boat. Japanese make me do it. If you change boat, they not pay me, Captain.
Now, let's see what you've got. What's the merchandise, Johnny?
Well, sir, there's some unfriendly army blankets. Yeah. Some sugar. And some more. Invasion sugar.
Planes off the port bow.
Get out! We're diving! You can't make it. We'll pick you up later. Come on, Sam! Jump! You all right, Sam?
I made it. But I didn't think I could.
You'd like to jump yourself in half, boy.
So low I could see the color of his eye.
Hold it, Mac. You know we're here to come after us.
I could have got him, sir.
Looks like he's taking off, Mr. Kimball. Johnny! I'm okay.
Did they come back for us, Mr. Kimball?
All right, sure, Tommy. Let's round up the crew.
Go, you boy!
Farace! Head out to sea. Now, I want everything to look normal, you understand?
Understand, Captain? Dynam hoist under!
You figure the skipper took her out a little ways?
He has to. It's only 60 feet out here.
He had an awful sharp dive angle for water this shallow, Mr. Kimball.
Yeah, I know. Mac, you take the stern. Sam, go forward. Keep your eyes out for the periscope.
Just our luck. The last day of our patrol.
The skipper won't leave us up here long. Not if he can help it.
Any damage outside of the sound gear?
No, sir.
Periscope depth.
Periscope depth.
Hot scope.
Bandit's gone?
Looks like it. Nope, he's coming back with his friends, about 10 of them. Those planes can see us. We gotta get to deep water.
Right 15 degrees rudder.
Right, 15 degrees rudder.
Hey, you're some lookout, boy.
Nice, Doc.
What's the matter with you, huh? I'm not gonna hurt you.
I don't get it, Mr. Kimball. Something's wrong.
Well, it's pretty choppy. You just can't see the periscope.
Look! There's a whole gang of them.
Take cover! Sam, come here. Johnny, you and Red keep an eye on the crew from McCartney. They're not working. Tommy, go out and tell them business as usual. Wave at those planes.
Hey, where's that one going? The flag. He's going for the flag.
Get up, Tommy! You're in seeking your soul!
They're carrying bombs. I hope the skipper got out of here.
"150 feet, Captain. Don't want to get too far away. It'll be hard enough to find him as it is."
Kimball's smart enough to come out a ways, isolate himself.
Yeah, if he can.
Captain, sonar contacts 6 surface ships at 8 to 10,000 yards off the stern.
Head back to shore, Morales. Keep away from those gunboats.
Yes, Captain.
Morales, we're too close to those gunboats.
It's the wind, Captain. I can't help it.
Okay, everybody, spread out. I'll keep an eye on the crew.
Anybody does anything wrong, I shoot, see? I got to stop. Let's die! Hey, I didn't see that destroyer!
Probably picked up the cod in the sonar. Well, he's rolling them off. Get out of here, skipper! Get out of here!
If they don't make it, we won't, that's for sure.
For 3 hours, the Cod was tracked and depth charged by 2 enemy gunboats and a destroyer. Its evasive action sent it miles from the junk containing its boarding party.
See anything, boy?
Water, water, everywhere water. Oh, you made yourself a friend, huh?
He hates me. Won't let me touch him.
Oh, yeah?
Man, this stuff is terrible.
It's the only water they got. We had to boil it.
What's the chow? I'm starving.
There's a guy cooking up some rice back there.
Is that all?
Next time, bring your own lunch, huh?
If there is a next time, I will.
This about where we picked you up?
Yes, Captain.
We'll anchor here.
Ciao, Mr. Kimball.
Oh, thanks, Tommy. What's the matter, Johnny?
Have you tasted it yet?
No.
I like rice with gravy or soy sauce.
Even sugar and cinnamon, but not plain. Hey, sugar! Yeah, sugar! Plenty of sugar, a man can eat anything.
That's right.
Force Commander grants permission to extend our patrol and continue the search, Captain. It's getting dark. We'll never find him tonight. We'll have help from the Blenny and Boarfish tomorrow. One of us ought to find him. It's the identification I'm thinking of, George. There was something strange about that boat. The dog. That's it. A white dog in the bow. That might help. I don't know.
Fred, you and Sam take the first watch. Johnny and Mac the second. Tommy will stay in third watch with me. Sam?
I heard you, Mr. Kimball. Say, did you know today was August 1st? So what? It's my father's birthday.
I hope you're personally able to tell him all about this someday, Sam.
Ah, they'll find us. Who got a cigarette?
I'm out. Me too. Didn't even bring any. I've got a couple. Have to make them last.
2 to 1 in the morning, we'll be eating French toast and bacon and washing it down with good hot coffee.
The next morning, Lieutenant Kimball ordered the junk out to sea. In order not to lose sight of the coastline and to stay in the same area, they tacked back and forth, hopefully, patiently. The cod was joined by the blenny and boarfish, later by the lizardfish. Captain W.H. Hazard of the Blenny, senior officer of the pack, directed the search.
It'll be dark in an hour. Not a day, not a dollar. You and your French toast. Man, I'm hungry. That rice just doesn't stick to your ribs. There must be something else on this tub we could eat.
Why not? We wouldn't be the first.
I saw the crew putting something looked like shrimp in their rice.
Well, yeah? Maybe they're holding on to us. I'll check it with Tommy.
Holy cow!
Maybe that's what he's smoking.
He could have it.
What I don't like about this is the way this wind blows. We must be 30 miles from where we were this morning.
Well, Skipper will probably figure the wind, but I think we'd better make some plans tonight. In case.
Look! A periscope! A periscope!
Maybe next time, huh? Look at Red. Periscope or not, all the same to him. Wonder what he uses for nerves.
Battle stations!
We're close enough, LCM.
Why don't you try to get some sleep, Captain? I'll take over.
I can't make it. I tried this morning. Keep up the flares for another hour. I'm going to go watch the radar screen.
You say that's cake by shrimp?
Oh, yes, Mr. Sam. Mixed with rice. Very good.
How come you didn't grab onto the stuff yesterday?
They hide it, Mr. Mac.
Hey, it's got a nice flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's holes in it. Don't they shell these things, Tommy?
Oh, yes, shrimp shell, Mr. Kimball.
Then what else is in it? What's it?
Oh, thanks, grasshopper. Very good.
Grasshopper.
You say you hungry enough to eat anything.
Tell the cook to get some plain rice, Tommy.
Right now, Mr. Kimball?
Red? Aye, sir. All right, I think it's about time we stop hiding our heads in the sand.
Hey, a shooting star. That's the second one I saw tonight.
Are We can sail just so long in this tub before somebody spots us and tells the Japanese. Now, maybe they'll take us prisoner of war, maybe they won't. When we stay on here, we take our chances.
What else can we do, Mr. Kimball?
Well, the other thing is make it for sure. Now, with Tommy to help, there's a chance we can get to Burma. I'm not suggesting one or the other. Just want to let you know what the alternatives are. I'll think about it, and then we'll talk it over again tomorrow night. And we still have the same choice.
How far is it to Burma?
It's around 600 miles.
Is that walking or riding? You kidding, man? That's by airplane.
2 to 1 in the morning, we'll be eating ham and eggs and washing it down with good hot coffee.
Way in life, Mr.
right.
Kimball.
Oh. Thanks, Sonny.
August 3rd. The search for Kimball and his men continued, but it was beginning to look like a hopeless task.
What time you got, Johnny?
It's 12:15.
Well, Tommy gets a bite.
Yeah. Fried fish. Wouldn't that be just lovely? Hey. Hey, look. It's a periscope. A periscope. Over there. It's no stick this time. I saw the sun glint off of it. Hey, Sam! Sam, do you see it?
See what? Get him here, Sam. There's one in the deck house.
I see it! I see it! I thought I see it!
You were right about the fish.
Hold it, fellas, hold it. That's not ours. Oh, the superstructure's there.
Hey, hold. Modified the bridge on some of the new ones. Could be one of them.
Could be Japanese, too.
Yeah. It's too late now. Whoever it is wants to find out what this mirror's all about. Sam, get the flags. Tell them who we are.
Captain Kimball, you know sink my boat?
We are bloody. It's a bloody! Ah! It's a bloody!
I'll talk to the skipper, Farace. Don't worry.
Welcome aboard.
You look like Santa Claus in August, sir.
Well, Merry Christmas. We radioed the Cod. We'll have you aboard in a few hours.
Well, the way you approached us, sir, looked like you knew who we were all the time.
Well, I did. Commander Westbrook said to look for a boat with a white dog, and that made it easy.
You mean that dog led you to us, sir?
It certainly helped.
Oh, boy, am I glad we stayed hungry.
Say, Cap, they've been very cooperative. Why don't we let them just take off?
Everything off there that shouldn't be on there?
Yeah, we've cleaned it out.
Okay by me.
Farace, come off!
Boy, you sure had some experience.
Oh, I want to tell you.
I'll be back in a moment with our special guest. The Cod's lost boarding party sailed the South China Sea for 52 hours before it was rescued by Commander Hazard and the Blenny. Here with us to recall the events you've just seen is Captain E.M. Westbrook, Jr., who was the Cod's skipper. Well, Ed, 52 hours doesn't seem like a long time now, does it?
No, Admiral, it doesn't. It's hard to believe that Frank Kimball and his men were on that boat so few hours. It seemed like an eternity at the time.
I can well imagine.
One thing is sure, though. If it felt like a long time to us, it must have felt like forever to them.
They thought the Cod had been hit or sunk, didn't they?
Yes. Frank told me later, all of them were pretty sure we had, though none of them said it out loud until after they were rescued. They were all secretly sure that at best they'd wind up in a prison camp. But they had courage and a sense of humor, and it pulled them through.
I presume that when the patrol ended, the Cod made a beeline for Australia.
We did indeed. As a matter of fact, we were only 2 days out of Perth. when word came that the Japanese had surrendered and the war was over.
Do you know what happened to your volunteer prisoner, Tommy Sang?
Not exactly, Admiral. If I'm any judge of character, Tommy's probably got a fishing junk, making catches off the Malayan coast.
Thank you, Ed, for helping us to tell this story. Be with us again when we bring you another true story of the Silent Service.
Take her down and off and low underneath the ocean. We'll control the ocean wide from down, down underneath the sea. Safe and forth will pass the word in the future yet to be. That will say, as long as there's a submarine there underneath the sea, the rig will dive and take her down, down, go down, down underneath the ocean. There is